Hello everyone, this is Schmeat back with another video. This isn't the same as the 2021 draft class, and not even the 2020 where we got LaMelo. The 2022 draft class, I am indifferent about. There's a big trade for our 13th pick. We drafted Jalen Durham with the 13th overall pick out of Memphis, highly regarded as the number one center in this draft class. And a few minutes later, we trade him to the Knicks, and the Knicks trade him to Detroit. So we basically traded him to Detroit. And since this video is so soon on when we drafted him and traded him, the picks are kind of jumbled. There's multiple reports on which first-round pick we actually got in return, and we do have second-round picks as well. But I am indifferent about this draft. We drafted with the 15th overall pick Mark Williams. I like that pickup. I think we needed a center regardless. If it's Jalen Durham or Mark Williams, I didn't really care about which other we picked. I thought if we picked both of them, it would have been great. Whoever the better player is, we start. Whoever is, taking a back seat to the other guy, we just bring off the bench because we need big guys who aren't named Mason Plumlee. But instead, we trade him for, now there's conflicting reports here. We have Rod Boone, who is, probably the number one Hornets reporter. He's really up there with the Hornets. He says we're getting the 2023 Denver first-round pick. And I've also heard reports from Woj that we're getting the 2025 Milwaukee pick that was dealt by the Portland Trailblazers for Jeremy Grant, and then Detroit is giving us that pick. But regardless, this pick is going to be in the 20s. Now, we traded a 13th overall pick for a pick that's probably going to be in the 20s a few years down the line. And we have a Knicks second-round pick, Utah second-round pick, Dallas/Miami second-round pick, and the Knicks second-round pick in 2024. What are we supposed to do with second-round picks? I get we drafted Devontae Graham. I get we drafted Cody Martin and Caleb Martin in the second round. But I just don't understand what we're doing here. We drafted a 13th overall pick, Jalen Durham, and we trade him for a pick that's going to be in the 20s next year. Or a pick that's going to be high 20s in 2025, regardless of that first-round pick. It's not going to be the value that we're getting in Jalen Durham. Why don't we just trade him? Why don't we just trade him for, package him with Gordon Hayward and send him off for Miles Turner? Why don't we do that? I made a video probably 2 weeks ago at this point listing out the trade packages for the top center free agents, and it went something like this. Gordon Hayward, 13th overall pick, maybe the 15th overall pick, and maybe another young guy on the Hornets, depending on who the player is, and get a Rudy Gobert, get a Miles Turner, get a DeAndre Ayton if he, opts into a contract and then do a sign and trade. Get one of those players instead of drafting and trading your 13th overall pick, Jalen Durham, for basically nothing. Basically nothing. Why not get an experienced, young, durable center? I don't understand, guys. And yes, there's going to be a lot of people in this video saying, why draft two centers? Why not just draft one center? And we didn't really need this pick because we got Mark Williams. Why not draft AJ Griffin, who went 16th overall to the Hawks? Why not draft a shooter or draft a defensive-minded player like Dalen Terry, who went to the Bulls as the 18th overall pick? It just doesn't make sense, right? We draft a 13th overall player and basically trade him for a few second-round picks and a player that we can draft in next year's draft in the 20s. When we could have packaged a guy that's making $30 million next year with that 13th overall pick and get a proven guy in the NBA. And I want to stress this because I know there's going to be comments on this video. Mark Williams is not a proven NBA player. He is a rookie. We have not seen him at the next level. So you can't tell me, oh, we traded away Jalen Durham because we got Mark Williams, and Mark Williams is going to be really good. That's what we thought with Kai Jones, right? That's what we thought with Our other Duke player that we drafted and we traded to the Wizards, it doesn't make sense because last year I have a video labeled the Hornets had a perfect draft night because we drafted James Bouknight, who again is uncertain, and we drafted Kai Jones. We traded up to get Kai Jones, and he spent the year in the G League. What if that's Mark Williams? Why not get a proven guy like Miles Turner, who we've been linked to this entire time? Why not draft a proven guy? And yes, I know there's a ceiling on Miles Turner. There is a ceiling on him. We know what his ceiling is. And yes, I know the argument where we don't really know what Mark Williams is. He could be a higher ceiling than Miles Turner, than another guy we could trade for. But I would rather take the certainty of Miles Turner. He is this kind of player other than the bust potential that Mark Williams has. Because he's not a top 5 pick. He's not a pick that's like Jaden Ivey. We know what Jaden Ivey is going to do on the Pistons. We know that he's going to be a good defensive guy. At worst, he's going to be a good role player. With the 15th overall pick, we do not know what this guy's going to do. Not everybody who is drafted 13th overall is going to end up being Donovan Mitchell. That is not everybody in this draft. So I'm indifferent about this draft. Yes, we still got a center. I'm still happy about that. We didn't draft AJ Griffin and not get a center in this draft. I'm still happy we came out with a center, but I think there's improvement to be made. And I don't think this was the best trade we could have done. Especially because we drafted him a few minutes prior. Why are we jumping the gun on this? Like, can we not wait a night, maybe wait 2 nights, find a better trade? Because I'm guessing there was a better trade out there for the 13th overall pick, Jalen Durham. It was rumored that Detroit wanted him at number 5 if they couldn't get Jaden Ivey, and they got him at number 13 and traded away some other team's first-round pick to get there. We got smoked in that trade. But yes, I am still happy we got Mark Williams. He is a good pickup. There's still a lot of uncertainty for the Hornets. We still have Miles Bridges, who needs a max contract. Are we willing to give him the max? He thinks so. Do we think so as well? We might trade Gordon Hayward to make that cap space work. Very interesting. Very interesting. A lot of videos to come. But this draft class, as the title says, was just okay. See ya, everybody.